Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the special edition Two Roads, One Destination podcast with your host, me, Abdulaziz, and Arya.
Hello there.
Yeah,
I am back again.
And we have two special guests. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Alright, who goes first? You or me?
You wanna flip a coin?
I got a coin. Hold up. I'll grab a coin and flip.
Okay, we're flipping a coin to see who goes first.
This is what we do exclusively on the Two Roads, One Destination podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing a certain topic on philosophy and reaching a moral
Okay, I got a coin.
conclusion.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Tails. You go first.
Fuck.
Oh, I go first.
Oh, what? Sure, okay.
Alright.
Yeah, you go first.
Alright. Hello there, viewers. I am Iman.
So that's
it.
Iman.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay then. Hey guys.
What else is there to say?
Okay, that's fine. Okay, hey guys, my name's Ghifa.
Also,
There we go.
with Iman and Ghifa. Alright, we're 2 minutes into the podcast and we finally got our names.
Alright.
Okay, so as I was
That's what I
explaining
call
before...
Profit.
Exactly. As I was explaining, we're going to be discussing one point for this podcast. We might discuss other points, but this is the main focus of the podcast. So, basically, we're four. So this is 4 roads, 1 destination. And we're trying to meet in the middle to reach a civilized conclusion on this one philosophical point. Okay, Arya? You know the drill.
Yeah.
Let them know.
We know the drill. So, me and Ulysses were talking about this earlier, and we wanted to discuss about this. So, are you guys more of a nihilist or an existentialist? Nihilist basically means that nothing matters, the world doesn't matter, what you do or say won't have any consequences, or it shouldn't have any consequences. And existentialism basically means that you have choice,
You're in control of your own destination.
Exactly.
And then there's the last one, which is determinist, which is basically...
Yes, determinism, which basically means that whatever you do, it won't change anything, it won't change your fate, it won't change your destiny, because it's all been predetermined.
Okay.
So that's the whole topic for today. So I want you guys to tell me, like, where do you stand?
Exactly.
Alright, who goes first?
Go ahead, any. It doesn't matter.
Flip a coin?
Alright, then.
Again?
Yeah. No.
Let's
I guess I'll go first then.
Yeah, let's start with you.
Okay, then if you want.
So, when you talk about, like, destiny and shit, stuff like that, I just say, it doesn't fucking matter.
Nihilist.
Nothing's gonna happen.
No, we both
See, we both predicted that you would pick nihilist.
Here's the thing, though. Like, people talk about destiny as if, like, oh, I'm gonna get, like, let's say you got your fortune read, and they say you're gonna die in a car crash. Doesn't stop me from fucking driving. I'm not gonna care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't really believe in this, like, fortune reading and this stuff. Go ahead, Ghifa.
Yeah, exactly.
Let him know your point of view on destiny.
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, in my opinion of destiny, I am sort of religious, or maybe I am religious.
True.
You are religious.
Yeah, I am. And when it comes to destiny, it doesn't really come from me. It comes from God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in Islam, at least, we have been told like our destiny has been already has been written in a book. I don't know what it's called. I forgot.
Yeah. Anyways.
And so like whatever. Yeah, exactly. So whatever it is that I do, like even if I want to try to change my destiny, it doesn't change because it's already written in the book.
So you're saying your
it's
destiny
probably
is predetermined, and no matter what you do, it's always gonna be that way.
So okay, go ahead. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that like your destiny has to be bad, right? If you were destined to be bad,
doesn't mean that you can't change from bad to good. So you can't really just believe like, oh, I'm destined to be bad, then I'm gonna be bad for my whole entire life. No, if you suddenly being labeled as bad, then you can change that into being good, and that's your destiny. So yeah, so destiny.
So your destiny isn't predetermined.
No, it's not.
So you're saying it's somewhat predetermined.
It's somewhat predetermined.
Okay, that's
Or
the
maybe
conclusion
it is
I reached.
predetermined, but you can change it somehow.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, isn't the way of changing it by repenting and praying to God? I'm pretty sure it said in the Quran, like, that's the only way to, repent, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I'm also religious, but, like, I don't think to that extent. Like, not yet, at
Like,
least.
Yeah,
I personally still
Abdulaziz
believe
and I are
that there...
personally like more existentialists.
Yeah.
Like, cause like the dangers with determinism and nihilism is that if you're told that, oh, you're gonna die on this set date and there's nothing you can do about it, or whatever you do won't matter, and so it kind of just
It kind of ruins
It
life.
destroys the meaning of it destroys the meaning of life. In my opinion.
I mean, even if life
you
is
find
short,
anything in life, that's
you should
if
still
you find
enjoy
meaning in
it.
life,
Yeah.
it destroys it.
But the funny thing is that I kind of was thinking about recently was nihilism and determinism they're literally the same thing. It's just one is positive and the other is negative outlook, or one is like neutral outlook and the other is really negative on it. So Iman, let me know what you think.
Not
about that.
positive, because you can have a negative predetermined fate or something.
Yeah, but like it depends on your point of view of that fate. Like personally, I know since I have sickle cell, I don't have the largest of lifespans, and I'm fine with that. I mean, it is a negative thing, but do I care? No. I mean,
Okay, so when you mention say you're gonna die on this day, this time.
Yeah.
Like when I think about that, I just like, all right then, that's not gonna stop me.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But do you believe in changing your own fate? Like whatever you do personally will change your fate. So let's say you walk into an exam, but you know you've studied really hard, but you believe that you'll fail, but you still end up studying your butt off just so you can like become a doctor or something. Even though
the
you're
thing about
destined
that
to
is,
be a politician or
it's
something like that.
risk versus, time investment versus risk. So like, if it's an exam, you can invest any amount of time in it, and you can still fail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
But is that failure predetermined? Or was that your
No, because
fault?
it's your fault.
I think, in my opinion, I think like it's more of like if it's something called suggestive thinking, right? So if you think that you're gonna fail, then there might be a higher chance that you will fail because you believe that you're gonna fail. But if you suggest yourself that you're gonna pass this test, then there might be a higher chance that you will pass this.
So positive reaffirmment. Okay. That's a good way of thinking about it. Okay, what about let's say like someone who walks around in school or whatever and says I'm destined to be great and just doesn't ever study or doesn't ever do anything and they still succeed. What do you think of those people?
Well,
Do you believe that their destiny is set?
okay. Abdulaziz, those kinds of people are just born different.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know-
yeah, but
Yeah.
is it their destiny to be this, or did they choose to be this? Like, was it their
In-
personal
no,
choice, or is it
In Islam, it's
destiny?
called risky. Is it in Arabic as well? Risky. So,
Rizq,
like, yeah,
yeah. It's a gift. Yeah.
yeah. It's I guess a
Yeah,
gift,
so like,
but not all gifts are good.
Mm.
Not all of the gifts are good. In Islam point of view, not all gifts given by God is for good.
Yeah.
It could also be for bad.
Yes.
okay, so when you say like he's successful even though he never does anything, like he doesn't study at all,
Yeah. He doesn't do anything. He's just
that
really
means he's
lucky.
a natural born genius, and he's
What
built
if he's
different.
not a genius though, and he's
Yeah.
just really lucky at guessing? Like, let's say every exam he's ever done has been multiple choice, and he's always gotten a
No,
high
he
mark.
doesn't study. Like, period.
Well, he doesn't study
luck
a single
is
word.
also talent. You underestimate the power of luck.
I mean, I've heard that luck is not, like, just pure luck. It's about preparation and being at the right place at the right time. Because you can, like, the most wonderful metaphor I've ever heard about luck is a train station where you don't know when it's gonna arrive. Nobody knows when the train of opportunity is gonna arrive. So, you can, like, sit there at the train station and sleep, and then you miss the train. You could be fumbling in your bag trying to find something, and then you miss the train. But the one person who's prepared and determined to hop on that train as soon as it passes, that's the person who's lucky. I mean, you could always slip, even if you're determined. There is an element of luck to that. But as long as you're focused, and you're ready, and you're fully prepared, and you've got your bag on your back, and you're well hydrated and everything, you should be able to catch a bit of luck, you know?
Yeah, people, like, look down on luck, but luck takes skill to...
Exactly.
What is it?
Luck isn't
advantage
pure
of.
luck.
Okay.
I mean, you could say Bill
So-
Gates and other billionaires are lucky. Yes. But
Yeah.
did they not
Wait,
work for
what-
where they were?
Didn't Amazon start in a fucking
So-
garage?
Yeah, most of these
Amazon,
big
Disney,
companies started in
Apple.
garages.
What about the people who win the lottery or something? Does it take skill to win the lottery?
No, that's just random luck. I think.
That is random luck. But
That's
also,
random luck.
there
To
are
what
people who've
extent is it
rigged the
luck to
lottery
random
using
luck?
math. If you've
Yeah.
ever heard, there have been people who rigged the lottery using math and won millions of dollars before they changed the system. And then they won again. So maybe it's a
Well,
bit of
is it-
determination as well.
Isn't rigging the lottery something illegal?
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
So
they
well,
used math
Well,
to
you can rig it.
predict.
You can rig it legally, though.
Yeah, they can predict the
Well-
numbers.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day, when I was younger, there were, like, Pokemon booster boxes, or whatever it is, and there was a little trick where for every 4, there would be a holo. So people would go, get the fresh booster boxes, and only buy every 4th one. So is that illegal? No. It's
Well, that's
just
not. Yeah.
it's just predetermined luck. So, is that
That's-
predetermined? Is your luck predetermined? Or is it a sense of chance? What I believe personally
But
is that
still, you can
Go
grab
on.
every 4th packet, or you can mathematically like try to rig the lottery, but you can still end up with nothing.
exactly.
Like
That's true.
with chance, you can
It's
still.
risk versus reward, yeah.
Because the
And
thing
that's
is,
why it's called
after
luck.
after you catch your big
Exactly.
break and you get lucky the first time, a lot of people tend to slip off the train. The thing is, you have to jump from train to train to stay on and head to your destination, which is fame and fortune for most people, at least. So it takes a lot of hard work, and you have to also, like, just because you're always prepared and always ready and working really hard doesn't mean you'll reach success. You
Exactly.
might
Like
slip.
your train could be going the wrong way.
Exactly. So, you have to be prepared, but you should sometimes take it slow. Because if you jump on the wrong train, you're screwed for life.
But do you have to be prepared? Like, can you never be like granted with luck
I mean-
if you're not prepared?
That's
I
the
mean-
thing. That's the thing.
That's the
You
thing
never
with
know, 'cause it's
determinism.
luck.
That's the thing
Exactly.
with determinism.
So why do
they
you gotta be
believe
prepared?
they believe that you don't have to prepare for anything, and
Exactly.
you might just get
So
lucky.
what's the point? What's the point of practicing for or studying for an exam when you know you're going to get 100%? Or what's the point of studying for an exam if you know you're going to get a 0%?
Because you might not get 100 or a 0.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
That's why I said suggestive thinking, though. So like,
But what if it's like, you know, the teacher has it out for you, and you know, like, they're gonna fail you no matter what, and it's a horrible rigged system. So should you study or not?
okay,
Well, then just get evidence that it's rigged and then file a lawsuit.
Fair enough.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's
Let's,
illegal.
let's get even more hypothetical. Let's say you've got a signed letter from God that says you're going to get 100 on this test. Are you going to study?
Or are you not?
Yeah.
I'm
Wait.
gonna throw that
Are you
envelope
gonna
away.
prepare
That's not from
yourself?
God.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm that religious. Hell
no,
no.
but like, my point is that
I'm the same, but it's reverse. In reverse. I know it's a fake ass letter.
No, but if
wait,
it
no.
was
You
true,
know, it's a fake letter, but you want to take the chance. But you take the chance.
No, I'll still study.
well, why would you take
the
I'll
thing
study
is,
regardless.
the
Yo,
thing is
No, I
that
said I'll throw it away. I'll rip it apart. And throw
rip it
away.
apart right in front of God? Okay.
I mean, you could still be existentialist while being religious, because you can't just expect to not study at all and succeed in your life. That's not gonna happen. Like,
yeah.
let's say you just walk into every exam and do well. That luck is gonna end. It happened to me. When I was younger, I used to never study and I used to get high marks. Like, that's crazy luck. But it's also a bit of preparation. But then, I started, like, slacking. I was like, you know what? I can do this for the rest of my life. And in grade 11, it came to bite me in the ass. Honestly. So you have to kind of,
Oh,
like...
yeah.
There's
I
a
have the same kind of
certain
story.
threshold, yeah.
I didn't study at all until the 7th grade.
Mm,
And now I just study whenever there's a test.
yeah. I mean, now I have to, like... excuse me. I have
I mean,
to...
to be fair though, from second to 6th grade, we were in an American school system, so like,
It's very
Yeah.
easy.
Dude, I don't remember. I remember I did not study, and I didn't know. I swear to God, I didn't know the computer tests were like your test. The test. You know,
Oh yeah.
like I didn't know the computer tests were like your test to decide your grades. That's how dumb I was back then. Like, I was dumb.
I mean, even when it comes to grades back then, I didn't care. And now
Yeah,
it's
me
like,
dude,
if I don't care now, I'd be screwed.
seriously though, back in 6th grade, I'm pretty sure I was, if not the second, the third person with the highest scores in math.
Yeah, true.
And I didn't study at all.
Yeah.
Because I got the highest marks in my class.
Mm,
And I know Noble has the highest marks in her class.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing: is luck high optimism or high stupidity? Because
It's a little bit of both.
say you have a hat, right? And there's like only green papers in it. Okay. What are the chances of getting a pink one out of it? 0.
Impossible.
But some people don't think like that. Some people say, oh, even though the odds are totally against me, even though it's like totally impossible, I'm still gonna rely on my luck somehow. Because somehow I'm gonna pull a pink out of it.
But like, here's the thing. The green paper and hat example,
Yeah.
that's already predetermined luck.
Exactly. That's determinist.
Yep.
So,
Like,
Exactly.
if you put that into, like, say, a university, acceptance, that's not predetermined.
Yeah.
Because there is still a chance you can get in.
yeah.
It might be slim, but there's still a chance. The green paper in the hat, there's 0 chance you can get a pink one.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
somebody put it
Unless like there's
A nihilist will probably just not even bother putting his hand in the hat.
Exactly.
Probably just walk away.
in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because he already knows it's pointless.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But what about like an existentialist in
There's
that
a
case?
difference.
Let's go back to the university case, where an existentialist will still put their hat in the ring. They'll be like, you know what? I've worked hard. I'll put my hat in the ring. I won't like completely disprove the fact that I will not get in. Like, maybe I might. You never know.
Yeah, like,
So,
the
there's always a
university
chance.
acceptance, there's a slim chance that you will. And so that slim chance is enough for some people.
But is that chance determined, predetermined, or is it out of your hard work? Have you made that
It
chance
depends.
better,
It depends, because
or is it
I
predetermined?
would say it's neither.
my counselor has mentioned that our universities also look at your letter and report card.
So that's
Yeah, like,
existentialist.
In
'cause-
Indonesian universities,
That's
really look at
exactly.
your report card a lot.
yeah, so
Existential.
that's
So
existential.
essential.
So you made that luck. It's not predetermined, is it?
Or it's not like...
Well, kinda, because like we have to work hard for it.
Yeah. But when
Yeah,
you
but
work
that's
hard
not
for that,
predetermined,
doesn't
though.
it make your
That's
own
out of hard
destiny?
work.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's out of
Doesn't that make exactly? So is that existentialist, or were you predetermined to work hard and get into this university? Like that's the question here. Where do you stand philosophically?
Okay, here's my
I work
counter
hard.
argument to that.
I will not let anyone else take credit for my work. I worked hard to get that.
Here's the thing with that, okay?
So that's
Here-
existentialist.
some of the things that you can't control is like your gender, your race, your height, your weight, whatever. Some people, like especially in Canada with affirmative action and whatnot, they don't always look at just your grades. They don't look at your hard work. They don't look at your,
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard about affirmative action. Like it
They
looks
look
for
at your race. They look
Yeah.
at your gender.
What?
In,
in America.
that is
In
not
America.
something that
In
is
America, yeah.
Yeah.
insane.
in America.
That is something
Affirmative
that-
action focuses on the Native Americans, which is fucking dumb.
It's unfair to
Yeah.
people. Like, just
That's
because Asians
determinism.
work hard doesn't mean they shouldn't get the same opportunities as everyone else.
I mean, they do the same
Yeah,
thing
no,
online, don't they?
No.
They actually give the Asians less opportunities to.
They
get
don't.
college.
They don't do
Yeah,
affirmative.
exactly. That's
They,
what they do.
they do affirmative
apparently-
they do affirmative action for gender though, because like girls get a lot of high grades. Usually, like back in the day when they started the scholarship program, almost 90% of girls got it, and only 10% of boys got a scholarship.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I don't-
even in
Wow.
schools, girls
So, they-
generally grade higher.
Exactly. So they
Yeah.
altered the grades for them. They increased their thing. So they have to get 95, while the boys have
Here's
to get
the thing,
90.
though. Like, I don't care what gender you are, what race you're, what I don't care. If I don't think it's right to punish someone for working harder.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
But
oh,
in
is
this
oh,
case,
so what if Asians work harder than white people? Who cares? Why do they have
the
to work
race issue
harder?
is stupid. But the gender one, I might kind of like understand. Maybe
There
because
is-
I'm a dude,
There
I
are
kind of
obvious
understand.
disparities between male and female.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So women will work hard, but also like men are also kind of.
It depends
You know,
on
I'm
the
walking
job,
a thin.
really.
I'm walking a very thin line here. What I'm saying is that men are also needed in a workplace. It can't
Well,
just
yeah.
be all female dominated. I
Yeah.
mean, eventually the problem is like this is not for every woman. Not every woman's gonna get pregnant, but there is a chance that these women might take maternity leave and have to like leave for however many months to take care of their child. And
You know what? You want to know a fun fact in Canada? An interviewer is illegal to ask a woman if she plans to have a baby or not. Fun fact.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
it should be illegal.
Otherwise, the people who want to have children will never get the job because then the workers have to pay for their maternity leave.
Yeah,
So they banned that.
that question.
Weird. Like, that's why you don't see a lot of women working even now, because
Yeah.
most of them want to have kids and raise them,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
have a family and raise the kids.
But then there are some women who argue, like I'll bring this point up later when we have a woman on our podcast, but there are some women who argue that isn't it time to like switch the roles? Isn't it time for the men to take care of the kids while the woman
Okay.
works?
Some families,
Here's my
some
counter.
families do that.
Here's my counter to that. How many men are models? How many men are?
A lot.
Quite
A
a
lot?
few.
Wait, what?
A lot? There are a lot of male
I've
models.
never seen a real model.
I've never seen.
If you go to the mall, you can see like pictures of males with clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are models.
No, I'm
Real
talking
model,
about like
yeah.
fashion show, like
Even fashion models, there are men who are.
Yeah.
Yes,
There are real fashion shows. Yes.
yes.
And all of them
You're
are
saying it
fucking
in general form. You're saying it in general form.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Real fashion is so ridiculous.
Male fashion?
Yeah. Okay. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It just looks like trash.
Yeah.
maybe it is, or some of it.
Probably. Who knows? They're the designers.
But like,
But I love-
Who's preferred? Like female models or male models? Let's just be honest with ourselves.
I mean, women would
As a straight man.
exactly. As a straight man, we say
model.
female. But like,
But a
women
homo
might
guy,
argue the
but a
contrary.
homosexual might say male model.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's so different. I'm talking about like like a female can do any job really, but can they always do it better than a guy? Like you don't
No.
No,
Because-
it depends on the job. If
Yeah,
it's
like,
construction,
you never
not
said-
every woman
why
is
the
built
World
for
Cup-
construction.
Why is the World Cup not called the Men's World Cup? It's called the World Cup for a reason.
Yeah,
Why
because
is the
the
Women's
best of
World
both
Cup
men
called
and
the Women's
women.
World Cup?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
but
aren't women and men
if there was a
share the
woman,
same fields?
what if there was a woman that was just as good as men,
Are you actually serious
if not
right now?
better?
Exactly. I'm saying there's differences between the two. That's why they can't share the same
Bro,
field.
you're walking thin ice. You're about to get me too'd.
I'm about to get cancelled. I know. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do you know about the fucking, what is it? There was an example of a trans woman beating
Oh yeah, in the
non-trans
Olympics.
women.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
she
That's what I'm saying.
she was born male. Like, I'm just trying to be
Yeah,
as
no, exactly.
as open to everyone, like, as, you know, I'm trying to use the proper terms. So, she was born male. So, she still has male anatomy in her. She still has
Yeah,
the
that's
physical
Doesn't matter
strength
how
of a
many drugs
male.
she takes, she was born
But-
male.
She
Exactly.
became a woman. And then this
Yeah.
woman beat every other woman because it's like a male beating every other woman. Is it fair?
Exactly.
Not really. Is
Why
it
it's not
fair?
really?
Like, by birth, she's male.
Yes.
But since she since she transformed into a woman, like, do you consider her now a woman by birth or a man
No.
by birth?
No.
So should she
A man by
compete
birth.
in the women's league or or in the men's league? And the men's league
That's the
should be
thing.
more even.
That's the thing. They should
But
just,
in the
they should
women's
just
league,
make
she'd
a trans
dominate.
league.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, make
I
trans
get it now.
toilets or make trans. I don't.
Well,
know.
but there's not enough people to compete in said leagues.
I know.
and then
I know
there's
the
some
demand
nations-
isn't enough, but like I'm just saying.
It's unfair to the women who compete.
You know where Ben Shapiro would put
Yeah.
her? In the handicap Olympics.
Oh my god.
Fucking.
Here's the thing, the wait, is there... Okay.
It's called the
There's
Paralympics.
If I'm wrong, but there's a difference between mental handicap and physical handicap Olympics, right?
Called
True.
Paralympics.
Yeah,
Yeah, Paralympics,
that's it, yeah.
and then there's
Oh,
another
okay.
one where paralyzed people and like
Yeah, I see
people
it.
who are disabled.
Well, yeah.
Did you guys see the meme where the archer who doesn't have arms shoots a
fuck
straight
no.
target, gets gold, and the guy tries to shake his hand? He doesn't have
What
arms.
was that?
I feel
Yeah.
like gender roles that like you're accountants. I see like 5 women accountants for 1 male accountant. You know?
I mean,
Or
that's
like, I
not
don't know.
that's not the point we're trying to say here.
I
Like,
know, but I'm saying that some jobs
mean-
are
yeah, some women
That's
want to
disruptive.
work a bit like easier jobs, quote unquote. I mean, it's not easy to be an accountant, obviously, but
yeah.
most women.
Or nurses, for
I mean-
example. Nursing.
Exactly, nursing, but nursing really depends on what kind of person you are. It doesn't, like, because there are women who are engineers as well. Like, usually people
Yeah.
compare nursing to
Yeah,
engineering.
like,
There are more women in
Well,
nursing
yeah.
than engineering, but there are still women in engineering. Just like how there are some men in nursing. Because it
Yeah,
just
but there's,
depends on whether you like people or whether you like machines. What
the
fascinates
same
you
thing
more?
applies, like, because engineering is part of STEM, and there are few women in STEM.
Yeah, but there's nothing stopping them from being in STEM. There's nothing
Yeah, but
stopping
people
them.
want to claim that STEM should have more women. It's so dumb.
Like, yeah, but like how, you
It
know?
should,
Like,
but it
how are they
should
gonna
be
get
their
more women?
choice.
There's not
It
a lot of
should-
women there.
Exactly. If
Yeah,
they don't
yeah,
want
well,
STEM, they
it's not
shouldn't
like-
do STEM.
It's not like you're actively rejecting women.
Exactly.
That's so
They're
stupid.
rejecting themselves.
Yeah. It's just that
Just
most
like-
women prefer not to go
Dude, just
STEM.
like construction.
Yeah.
Just like construction. Just because, like, women can work construction if they want, but do most women choose
It's
to
just-
work in construction? No.
No.
And the
Construction
thing is, like,
fucking
these
dangerous.
feminists who argue that women should have the same jobs as everyone and same pay. I get it. Same pay, fine. Same job, sure. But I always ask them the same question. Are you willing to work construction in the hot sun every day and do the same labor as these men do? Are you fine with that? 9 times out of 10 she'll say no. It's just the realistic, like, point of view of this stuff. You know, it just, I don't know. Like, it's a personal
feminists
choice.
like make absurd claims that, you know, like STEM should have more women, but they themselves don't want to go into STEM.
Exactly, exactly. You shouldn't force a certain group into these things. But if there's a certain group, like, going back to the Oman problem, where the males aren't competing as well as the women, is it right to completely ruin the males' chances? Since they can't increase the amount of scholarships that they can give out. Our country is losing money if they're doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
So now recently what they're doing, at least this year, is that everyone who wants to get a scholarship has to do their foundation year in Oman. If they fail their foundation year, they get kicked out of the scholarship program. And if they succeed, they send them to the countries that they choose.
But is everyone on the fair playing field or what?
Yeah, everyone's in that case. No, still. Women.
No? Okay.
But the thing is, when you increase the thing for women, it just increases the amount of men in place to get these scholarships. Like, it balances it from 90 to 10 to 50-50. There are still actually more women, technically. There are still more girls getting high grades than men. That just goes to show that girls are doing better than us. It doesn't always mean that they're smarter. It doesn't mean that they're stronger. It
We're
doesn't...
men. Like, personally, I don't really like thinking. I don't really like thinking at all.
Sure.
But we are thinking gender.
So are we saying that we have like a natural disadvantage?
No, we don't have a disadvantage where we should. It's just human nature. Men are lazy.
Yeah.
Especially teenage boys, 17-year-old teenage boys. They're not as high achieving as 17-year-old teenage girls. One reason.
Yeah.
We're not done with puberty. They're done. Once they're 16, almost all girls are done with puberty. So, their brains are almost fully developed, while our brains aren't.
Yeah, you have to take that into account. Yeah.
I mean, if you guys don't know, if you're still listening, we're all 17. We're all in the same grade. But just Iman and Ghifa are in Indonesia right now.
Yeah.
We've been friends since we were young, so...
To all the Indonesians listening to this, if there are.
If there are any Indonesians listening to this, kontol.
And if there are any human English speakers, hello. Anyways, what I want to hear your opinions, Ghifa and Iman. What do you think of this, like, giving a bit of an advantage to boys for scholarships?
Like, scholarships. I understand why they want to do it, but at the same time, it can be, like, if you don't do it properly, it can be really fucking...
unfair. It's one-sided.
What is it? Unfair? Yeah, one-sided. Because it'll end up like affirmative action, where it only favors Native Americans. And that's fucked.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't only favor men, that's the thing. There's a limited amount of seeds that they could get, and then the rest are for women.
I thought like black people get the most advantage.
They're trying to give it 50-50.
Affirmative action, affirmative action.
Affirmative action is dumb. Just because your race is this way doesn't mean you can't.
That affirmative action should not like occur.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's focused on race, and that's
exactly. It's not something you can control. You can't change your race.
Well, you can't change your gender either.
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't think you should be.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be. I don't know. I think you shouldn't suffer based on something you can't control.
I mean, the girls aren't suffering because they're technically still achieving the same grades as they used to. It's the same thing. It's just
But,
they've
like, okay,
increased the
standard.
I
threshold.
saw an
Standards
interview.
of
Here, I saw an interview on YouTube about this girl who got into college because of affirmative action, but she had high grades. And
That's
the interviewer
fine.
asked her, did she get into the college because of affirmative action or because she had high grades?
Was that Steven Crowder?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was Steven Crowder, I think.
I think it was a black lady. I think
Yeah,
she
yeah.
got into because she was black, or she thought she got in because she was black when actually she worked hard.
Yeah, exactly.
And
No,
in
but
that case,
usually,
it's
like,
fine. If
Scar's fine.
if
When you
people,
put it in that perspective, affirmative action seems kind of belittling, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't help
True.
anyone. It hurts both. It's a lose-lose.
yeah, it hurts
Like,
everyone.
how can you say that? Oh, I got into this college because I'm black.
My question is, why don't they
You want to say
just,
that? Yeah. Go ahead.
instead of funding affirmative action, remove it, completely kill it? Why not
Exactly.
fund these schools that are primarily of people like African Americans or indigenous Americans or whatever you want to call them? Like, fund those schools and make them of better quality. Reach the same
Exactly.
quality as the white people. Like,
Yeah.
and that's where you
Right,
get
here's the thing.
even and fair advantages.
Just you forget. This is the American school system.
Oh yeah, NA education. They don't know anything.
That is.
But like,
Our country is it's a little shithole, and we have better education than them.
instead
Yeah,
of
exactly. That's why.
yeah,
That's kind of sad.
I said that.
that's
That is
facts, bro.
American.
That's facts machine. Anyways, honestly, like, why don't they increase spending on education rather than military spending? Like, I get it, defense is cool, but the amount
is
of money they spend
one of the
on
largest
defense.
superpowers in the world, and they're in a cold war with China, so you kind of have to invest in military.
Yeah,
more of
but,
an economic
but
war.
the amount that they could cut down their military spending by 90% and still have the highest military spending in the world.
Oh yeah, by far.
Yeah, so where is that 90% going?
Not
Why is it not
90%,
supporting
Not
their...
90%, maybe
don't
like
think it's
50%, but like
Maybe,
because
but
China
still.
is also investing a lot in their military.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're expanding. If you see the news, they're actually expanding in Japanese and Malaysian oceans.
Okay, if they're not willing to increase funding for they're not willing to decrease funding for military, why aren't there other branches that they could decrease to build a foundation for the future American people? Like the future American adults. I mean, every president would want, like, realistically would want a educated crowd to know what they're voting for. Not
Which is
just
the thing.
China
They
bad.
care about their survivability now, because the military protects you now. Well,
But what about the
universities
future?
and
Exactly.
schools, they might protect you later.
Yeah, and
But-
like, no mean
If
to
there's a threat
diss
of
Trump.
war, they will invest in the military.
I don't mean
all
to
the
diss
time.
Trump or any of his like supporters or whatever. I bet they're like, whatever. They're perfectly fine human beings, and I'm not trying to make fun of them. I'd just like to say that. But why? Why is he not spending funding on things that matter? Why is it all military? At least cut 10%. 10% would be billions of dollars towards
We
schools.
can destroy
I
our
think it's
planet
because
right
of
now
arrogance.
with just the explosives.
It's not just that, because the military industrial complex is one of the most profitable businesses in the world.
True.
Oh, true. Yeah.
True.
And it creates a shit ton of jobs.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
But what about schools? Schools create the rest of the jobs, don't they? Like, as long as you've got perfectly capable adults in the future, there will be, statistically, there will be less gun violence, there will be less crime, there will be less all of this stuff. Because people can handle themselves nowadays. Once they're
Not
educated,
exactly,
I mean,
because you
it will.
forget about the ghettos.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Stop doing the ghettos. Fund these people, but don't give them affirmative action. Affirmative action is BS. Because it's not fair to everyone else.
You can kill them all you want, but there's gonna be a certain group of people that do not care and will just keep doing it.
Mm.
I don't like how like colleges, universities are so liberal that they like want more black people and white people, and they want more diversity. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a diverse campus to have a succeeding campus.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, technically speaking, affirmative action is also screwing the universities out of big money.
It is.
From rich Asian people.
Yeah, also, if they just want success, they should just go for Asians only.
Yeah.
True.
True.
Exactly.
Smart.
Well, not us, but like China, Japan, Korea.
The rich Asians.
No, South Koreans are like, they just I can't say the word. They just study all day, all night.
Oh, did you know that they actually have to implement suicide safety nets? Because
I know.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
That's an actual threat in their schools.
Because all they do is just
The students
all night.
study so hard. Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well,
why they have one of the
procrastinate.
like.
They are.
I mean, that's why they have the highest test grades of all time.
And suicide rates.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean-
literally, they study all night and then take their nap in their class.
I feel like that's survival of the fittest, isn't it? Where.
In a sense, yeah.
What?
In a sense,
They
Literally
implement
survival
these
of the
nets.
fittest.
You know what?
Yeah.
If you can't handle the pressure, kill yourself.
Just kill yourself.
Exactly.
Because they know that if you don't succeed, you won't end up anywhere.
You won't
Yeah.
survive yourself.
Yeah. Internal pressures.
Like,
Yeah.
but that is based on the culture and the people in it.
Yeah. Isn't it like the cool kids in Korea, in South Korea at least, are the pro gamers? They're considered the cool kids.
Pro
Not,
gaming is getting really big now.
Esports
it was
are
getting
the
big,
real
like,
sports.
in the early 2010s, early 2000s, but like it's major now.
dude, Overwatch League right now, the competition is worth how many? Like $5 million? That's good. I mean, it's nowhere near Fortnite's $30 million competition. But screw Fortnite.
League of
They only
Legends
did it
and
once.
Dota have their World Cup sort of thing, like 30 million plus as the reward.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, like, if you, like, go back 5 years ago, there wasn't much opportunity in South Korea besides, like, academics. It's
Yeah.
not like in the United States where you can,
Make
once you
your
get a
own
diploma,
destiny.
you're, like, you can do most jobs.
Yeah.
Well, like, in South Korea, literally when they would do their tests and they would, like, feel anxious and stuff, they would literally kill themselves. And after they got their test results, there would be, like, a huge storm of suicides everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't score
They're
high
done
enough.
for.
I mean,
like,
the
they
thing is-
live life.
The thing is, like, this is another moral question. Where do you draw the line between giving up some of these academic standards for the safety of your students? Is it really a worry? At least in
You can
South
have
Korea, they
as many
still have
suicide
a...
prevention things as you want, but if people want to kill themselves, they
They'll
will
find
kill
a way.
themselves.
Exactly.
You can't
Okay,
really
I'm just
stop
gonna
them.
say the school systems are extremely outdated and they just don't work.
That's
Yeah, they
actually,
never-
that's
yeah.
actually in everywhere in the entire world. These school
In the entire
systems
world.
are made to produce coal miners and factory workers and like people who are
Exactly.
willing to sit at a line and do manual labor all day. That's what schools produce. Like, sure, they'll be
Exactly.
capable, but up till 7th grade, you can go and become a coal miner.
Yeah.
That's fine with them.
Well, like, Asian countries haven't changed their school system in, what, a century-ish?
Because we didn't
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
have a starting point. We don't have a starting point like Europe, you know. Like in Europe, they're already like very advanced compared to Asian. Well,
Right.
except
Yeah,
China.
no, but like, especially Korea, China, and Japan, they haven't changed in the longest time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
They're very traditionalist.
But that's the
Yeah.
issue. Traditions
Which
should
isn't-
die.
You can carry on bad traditions. I mean,
I mean,
Well-
the thing is that like these schools, the school systems around the world need to change. They need to develop into something more modern. Because nowadays everything is relying on tech. And if our schools have these crappy ass Windows PCs, Windows 7 PCs that can barely run anything, it's a shame. If it
Okay,
takes
no,
2
Windows
minutes,
7 was good though.
dude, if it takes
Windows
2
7 is
minutes
really
to
good, though.
activate
Yeah.
Word, Microsoft
Yeah.
Word, to
You
just
should
turn
run
on
programs
Word.
on Windows 10 on Windows 10. Like many programs actually.
Windows
Windows
7,
in
Windows
general,
7 is
for, like,
good, but like
performance-wise.
our PCs in our school are like falling apart. Why is our school not caring about education
Okay,
when
I
it
feel like
comes to
there's an
technology?
underlying factor to this, and it's like, okay, I had to go through this system, so you should too. And that's like
No,
something
That is the most bullshit
exactly.
thing that
That's
anyone
like
can say.
that's how all parents
I know, but
also
I feel
like
like-
new parents.
Yeah.
My
Education
parents
is
raised me
factor.
this way, so why shouldn't I raise my kids that way? I turned out
Exactly.
well, so they might
Dude,
turn
I
out well.
told my parents like straight face to face, like they keep on telling me that like they have been through like this and that, and I said,
Exactly.
I am not you.
That's
I
what-
am not you. I told them that, and then they
Yeah.
changed.
Exactly, we're not them. We didn't
But
like even
some
when your
people
parents are
so
like,
stubborn
oh,
that
my
you don't want to change.
like whenever they tell you, when back in my day or when I was your age, we had to work really hard and we had to walk to school and this stuff, and I'm like, I am sorry that you worked this hard for your your future kids, and then for you to torment your future kids and tell them, oh, I used to do this. No. The whole point of
Yeah,
you
my
driving
parents-
us to school,
My parents
and
say
the whole
that, but
point
then
of
they
all
say
this,
that's why you should work harder.
yeah, you should work harder, sure, but that's how they should say it. They should say you need to work harder. They don't need to say, oh, I work this hard and whatever. Like,
You know, maybe
I
what they should have said
appreciate
was like,
your work.
Diving corners at school.
maybe what they should have said is, I've been through like this. You should work harder so you don't
so you
feel
don't
what I
have to go
felt.
through exactly, because
Oh, dude,
they made our life very cushy.
Whenever
and
I get
nice.
what is it? Not motivated to study, I just think if I fail, I'm gonna be poor.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's good, I guess.
That's a
alright.
good
Yeah, that's
motivation.
good.
Honestly, not gonna lie, I'd rather die than be poor.
Same, same.
Second that. Yeah.
I mean, our parents worked really hard, and we are very thankful for everything they've done. But, like, we also need to work hard to make an even better life for our kids. We shouldn't
Yeah.
walk backwards.
Yeah.
But the thing is, our parents shouldn't have the right to say, oh, you're so spoiled. You're the ones who spoiled us. You spoiled us for us to have a better life. Like, we have phones and this stuff. Like, what's the point of saying that we're spoiled because we have phones? Even though you're the one who
dude.
brought us phones
My
and
parents never
encouraged
say that
us
to
to
me
be
because
better.
I'm the third child, so they know what to do.
Yeah. My little brother...
What? No, I would never like say this to your parents, but like you could just say, "Oh, did you have the luxuries that your parents did?
Oh, true.
Or did your parents have the luxuries that you did?"
True. True.
Probably not.
Exactly. Obviously,
I mean-
shouldn't say that to your parents.
Yeah, I would never do
Dude.
that's
Your
like,
ass.
that's not like,
Yeah, you're gonna get like, unless you were in
Get your ass
a,
whooped. You will get your
yeah,
ass whooped.
unless you're in from a rich family, like
You will get your ass whooped if you say that to your
yeah.
parents.
So,
Even
like,
rich families,
I'm
they
pretty
get their
sure
ass whooped.
Indonesian people back then were all poor, except for like the higher rankings, like
Yeah,
nobility.
well- My dad came from an established family. Like, my grandpa was a police officer, and he became a general, I think. So,
Yeah,
he's relatively rich, but my mom was like
yeah.
an average, he came from an average family.
I mean, back
Yeah.
in the day where I come from, everyone was pretty much poor. Like, I mean, compared to everyone else in Oman, we were one of the poorest places. So my dad, my granddad, was a fisherman. He worked in the military. He was a fisherman as well. Like, that's how they survived back then. Like, back in the 60s, mind you. So, that's, like, there was no tech, there was nothing like that back then. Cars were far and few. So, like, my dad worked his ass from the ground up. He's the first one in our entire family to graduate college. He's the first one to get a master's degree, and now he's the first one to get a doctorate. He's the first one to get a PhD in our family, and I, like, commend him for all that. And he's made our life so easy now.
yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
so
okay,
thankful
like,
for my dad.
I can relate to that because my dad, like, he's a fucking genius. Like, he was just built different.
Yeah. Dude, our dads are like heroes.
Dude, okay, my dad is so well known in our University of Indonesia. Like, he told me if I want to go in any department, he can contact the head of that department
Nice.
and tell them.
Bruh.
Yeah, and also another college as well, because he graduated from. I mean, he went there for a bit.
See, this is
Technology.
See, this is why I'm so existentialist, because my dad, he wasn't like the brightest student in high school, but he like kept his head up and everything, and he became like the valedictorian in university, and he like graduated like the top of the entire city. So like,
So that's not pure luck, you know? He still worked hard.
it's dedication. It's not just brains; it's determination.
Yeah, maybe he was like determined, like he was destined to become this way, but that doesn't mean he didn't put in the effort to do this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think we've reached a conclusion to that point, where
It only took 1.5 hours.
how long has it been?
Holy.
It's only been an hour. It's been 51 minutes only. We can keep going if
Wait,
you guys want.
really?
Yeah, we can go. We can keep going.
Okay, can I talk one thing?
Sure.
So, I have socials right now and everything. We're learning about all different kinds of crap. And one of the things we were talking about is classical conservatism. And basically what they believe is only like select few people, only the people who are like intellectual, who are established and everything have the right to vote, or should get the right to vote. You guys agree with that?
That's bullshit.
No, that's not fair.
Indonesians.
Because, like, for example, like, if you wanted to vote or something. By the way, this is only for men, right? So even if you're a man, you have to you would have to have a property.
Yeah.
That's the only way you could vote it.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a property, you could not vote. You could not have a say in your government.
Yeah. And that's not fair. But technically,
What I don't like
I
about
see where they're coming
the
from.
American voting system is you can vote at 18, if I remember correctly, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least read it to like 21. Because 18 is far too young.
We can vote.
No. 18.
We get.
I mean, young people still have the right to vote, but it shouldn't be like
Yeah, but
crazy young people.
18 is like they just got out of high school.
No, I
That's fine. Most people are educated enough. You know, most people that are 18 don't vote. That's the thing. So it doesn't really
but
change
still,
it.
it doesn't matter. You're still given the right to vote.
Yeah. If you want to vote, you
But-
can. But if you don't want to, then fair.
You know, I agree with Iman because, for example, if alcohol, you can. I think in the U.S. it's like
You need to be 21 to drink in America.
So how can you have a say when you're 18 about alcohol? About alcohol?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, also,
Yeah.
the funny thing is that, like, in the U.S., you can own an automatic rifle at 18, but you can't own a handgun until you're 21.
By the way, that's like you
Okay.
can't walk with one. You can only like.
Yeah.
Have it
Also,
in your house.
you can go to war when you're 18 in the U.S., but you can't drink until you're
Yeah.
21.
Well, that's
Exactly.
conscription laws.
Yeah, that's what yeah.
I mean, what do you think about the stupid people who vote? Who think like, oh, murder is right, or I don't know, whatever, like absurd, viewpoint.
I mean, I hope
Should
there
they
aren't
be-
that many
Should they
stupid
be
people in
granted
the
the right
US.
to vote?
Well, how would
if
you
people
judge
think murder is
stupid?
right, you can't really change them. Because they're fucking psychopaths.
Exactly.
But like, should
The only
they
way
be
to-
able to vote? Like, should they be able to have a say in their government, even though their
We should let
viewpoints
them
are-
vote, but we should keep their ballots, like, hidden. Like, they should vote in a different tube for the crazies, and their ballot just goes into an incinerator. So they don't get a say at all.
Technically rigging an election, but here's the thing though.
Yeah.
Like, things like murder and rape being fine, nobody will vote for that. So it's not like their vote really matters that much.
But like, still, maybe you can like, I don't know, ease tension on rape or something.
Okay,
I don't know. Maybe,
Oh yeah, they're easing tension on pedophilia.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
maybe you can
not
say,
cool.
maybe instead of a 2-year gap difference, we should be able to have a 3-year gap difference. I don't know, or a 5-year, or
Oh,
10-year.
by the way, there's also like this issue with what's it called? What about old people? Like the elderly, who you know they're gonna die before the end of the 4 years. Like they're really old, like 90 years old. Should they get the right to vote?
Exactly. That's what Edmund Burke believed, and Edmund Burke was the founder of classical conservatism.
But that's still wrong to like get rid of people who have been voting their whole life. They still have a right to see a new president, and they have a choice to do that.
Okay, is your mentality and your beliefs out of your control, or are you naturally like stuck to these forever? Because
Okay,
if it's
I
out of your
can
control,
comment on that. I can comment on that because I was born sadistic. I still am, but like I have controlled it to an extent.
Yeah.
so it's
I
control,
mean-
so you can control it.
I mean, there's...
Yeah.
But, like, what about the clinically insane? Shouldn't there be a background check on the voters? Like,
But here's the
isn't
thing,
there...
I don't think that exists though.
No,
Why
that doesn't
would
exist.
they
Or
do
say
a background
criminals.
check?
Say
Why would
criminals.
they let
I
the
don't know,
clinically
criminals.
insane...
You know, technically,
But should they?
If you're clinically insane, why should you be able to vote?
yeah.
You have no control over yourself.
Yeah, that I
You don't have control over your body. Why should you be able to vote for your next president?
If we don't have control of your body, you're not you.
Yeah,
You're not
but
the one
like,
that's voting,
I
exactly.
believe that young people should still get the right to vote because they're the ones who are going to be living through these presidents' effects in the future. And I believe that everyone should vote except for the clinically ill, and not the ill, but the clinically insane.
I mean, like let's say this. Say you have this friend or whatever, or a family member, maybe a little bit better, and let's say that person went into a coma, okay? But say you know for a fact he's a very like he's very much of a conservative, and he believes in conservative values. Should you be able to vote on his behalf?
No,
That's
because
illegal.
yeah, that's illegal.
I know that's illegal, but like, should it be legal?
No, because unless it's written specifically in their will, you should not be able to do that.
So you say if they do leave it in their will, they should be able to vote, even if they're dead or in a coma.
No.
No, then that would be invalid. If
That's
the guy-
invalid
no,
if
no,
it's
no,
not
no,
a
no,
human...
Like if they're in a coma, not
Okay,
dead.
but it depends on how long they're in their coma. So let's say, like, right now someone goes into a coma and they haven't voted for whoever they wanted. Then,
Yeah, like
sure,
they got in an
they're-
accident and they had a coma.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like you should be able to do that, but like if it's been more than like a year, you shouldn't be.
exactly.
Because like comas are like, for example, comas are, I think they're pretty hard to predict. Like when the guy would wake up. I guess.
Sometimes
Yeah, it depends
you
on
just
the
don't
injury,
wake
but
up from a
sometimes you
coma.
can't predict it.
You could just die.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can just die as well.
Or what if you're I don't know, like I don't know, clinically or what's it called, terminally ill or something, and you have like I don't know, a month.
Well, if you can vote, then you vote.
If you can physically walk to the ballots and vote, then you should be able to vote.
Okay. No matter what,
Yeah.
or other exceptions. Like we know age is of course an exception, but like are there any other?
There shouldn't
Exceptions,
be a cap on age, but there should be a minimum age, which is 18.
Well, in Indonesia, if you have your ID, your Indonesian ID, then you can vote.
Which I think is a bit dumb, because the majority of Indonesians are dumb as bricks.
What really?
But I mean,
I thought
the,
they were
ma-
like geniuses.
Well,
the majority of Americans are dumb as bricks, mind you.
Ghifa, you're forgetting the unwashed masses.
yeah,
Yeah.
but not all.
Not all.
They
but
all
there's
have.
the unwashed masses.
But the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't
So-
believe something like IQ should be an exception for
IQ should have nothing to do with it, dude.
Well,
IQ is
in
such
in
a...
Indonesia, as long as you're an Indonesian, you
Exactly.
can vote.
As long as
Okay.
you're American and you have... you're at the proper age and you're not insane, you can still vote. You shouldn't like say,
I
oh, if
still
you're
don't
under...
understand what the fuck IQ is, honestly.
IQ is the stupidest
Yeah,
thing
exactly.
ever. Personally, it's the stupidest
labeling.
measure of intelligence I've ever seen.
It's just social labeling.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what it is.
I learned that from sociology.
By the way, when I'm asking these questions, I'm not trying to say like, oh, this is right or this is wrong. Just,
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know.
yeah.
We know you're not that dumb.
So you can vote. I mean, what?
Dude, IQ is like... It means nothing. Because you can score
Yeah.
really high, but you can be just an idiot. A living,
Because
breathing
like
idiot.
some
There are people who can fake their IQ test, but
Exactly.
it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, you can rig it.
How do you fake your IQ? Oh.
I don't know, but
Practice your IQ.
there was a scandal about the Paralympics, and the fucking what is it? Competitors, a whole team of them faked their IQ test.
Nice.
Because the whole like debate with IQ is that if a younger person, like a 16-year-old who has a higher IQ than a 40-year-old, should be able to vote. Like that's the one thing that,
That's retarded.
yeah.
That's not how that works. That's not how that should work. At all.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
We're
because...
just saying what if.
Yeah.
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 But still, though.
Let's learn what the hell IQ means. It's intelligence quotient. Intelligence quotient. IQ tests are tools to measure intellectual abilities and potential. An intelligence
Potential
quotient
doesn't
is a
mean
total
anything if you
score
can't use
derived
it.
from the set of standardized tests or subtests designed to assess human intelligence.
Okay, unless you're a fucking mega AI, you can't quantify human intelligence. I'm sorry.
Like you can have an IQ of 169 and still drop out of high school. Einstein. Sorry.
Einstein didn't drop out of high school. He didn't fail high school math.
Or didn't he like? I don't know.
He never failed high
How
school
can he
math.
fail high school math if he has a fucking diploma or what is it?
Exactly.
Doctorate?
He's not stupid.
In physics.
Like,
Physics.
the only reason people thought he failed was because he had such a high understanding of math that he did that well.
Like, you can't do well in physics if you can't do well in math.
I
It's
mean, dude,
impossible.
11-year-olds could score an IQ of 162. But the thing is, people who know IQ don't, like, a lot of people don't understand what IQ is. So, let's see. IQ for short is intelligence quotient. It's a measure of a person's reasoning ability. It is supposed to gauge how well someone can use information and logic to answer questions and make predictions. IQ tests begin to assess this by measuring short and long-term memory. They also measure how well people can solve puzzles and recall information they've heard, and how quickly.
Okay. Let me debunk IQ right here, right now. Ellen DeGeneres, supposedly on the internet, says she has an IQ of 150. 150.
You see,
Do you think?
she could have an IQ of 150. It doesn't mean she's smart.
It doesn't mean jack though.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of people expect, like, a lot of people to have high IQs or whatever. They don't know what high IQ means.
Okay.
It's just your
people
ability to
actually use
comprehend.
it are people who have like no idea what the fuck it means and just think it's a measure of how smart you are.
You know, technically, it's not a measure of how smart you are. It's a measure of how fast you can learn a topic. And that's literally what intelligence is. Intelligence is a gene, by the way. if you'd like me to explain, intelligence is a gene in your body. Just like how height is determined by your parents, your intelligence is also determined by your parents. I'm grateful to have two intelligent parents.
You can study as much as you want, but that won't change the fact that your brain is built differently.
I mean, just because you're highly intelligent doesn't mean you'll score as high as a student who works hard. You can work hard and achieve everything, even if you're of lower intelligence, quote unquote. But if you have a higher intelligence, you have the ability to retain information longer.
That's why most people reject the idea of artificial genes, like giving their child a high IQ or high intelligence or whatever, or high athleticism.
I hate the
I
ability.
think that goes more to like the ethics of genetically modifying your own kids.
It's such an ethically immoral thing to do, where you change your child's genes. The only exception, in my opinion, are terminal illnesses. Like, personally, I have sickle cell disease.
Here's the funny thing.
I would love for my genes to be changed.
What?
Okay.
I mean, Iman,
So,
you have type 1 diabetes, right? That's a gene. You can alter that gene
Dude, I didn't know.
using CRISPR.
Not yet. I'm like 30 below the threshold, so I'm not technically diabetic, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, so it's problematic. But that's something that you would want to remove from your child, correct? Yes. Everyone
But
would.
Yes,
there's
but-
those religious people that say you should be born natural without any change.
Yeah, but
Here's what
even
I
if you're
wanna do.
religious, you should be able to
I
take
wanna
care
make
of your
super
body. Right?
soldiers.
Yeah. I mean, what?
I mean, look at me.
Super soldiers.
You know, I have one gene in my body that causes me to have sickle cell. It's one small alteration that causes me to have weird blood. So, I would...
There's also an advantage in sickle cell.
No,
It has
but
its ups and downs. Like,
if you have sickle cell, there's no advantage to it. If you're a carrier of the disease, it's a huge advantage.
am I getting the blood sicknesses wrong? Because I remember Africa, like,
Yeah,
they're
sickle
getting...
cell...
Oh,
comes
malaria,
from
that's
Africa.
it!
Malaria.
Because of malaria, in Africa, this gene developed. Or wherever malaria is present in the world, this gene has developed. I mean, my family comes partially
there's an
from
advantage
Iran as
to
well.
Malaria, that it either stops bleeding or, like, it... What is it?
No, when you have
yeah.
sickle cell, you're a carrier of the gene. It basically stops you from getting malaria to start. It removes malaria from your body. It's a huge guard to it. But the problem is, naturally, in the human world, inbreeding happens. Where people do the dirty with their cousins. And especially in Africa.
I mean,
So-
Egypt existed.
Egypt existed. Cleopatra existed. I mean, exactly. So, all this stuff, this inbreeding has caused... So when two carriers have sickle cell, their child will have sickle cell. There's a large possibility of them having sickle cell. Both my parents are carriers. They don't come from the same family, mind you. They both are carriers.
Because that's an actual danger in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've watched Ted 2, I don't recommend watching it. There was this clip where Ted's wife wanted a sperm donor, and I think it was John and Ted. They knocked over all the sickle cell sperm donors that were basically rejected. Yeah.
Nice. Anyways,
So yeah, people just don't want them.
sickle cell is not really an advantage in most places of the world. If you're in Europe and you have sickle cell, well, boo-hoo, cry more. It's really cold there, first of all, so it's horrible for sickle cell. Sickle cell
Yeah.
only works with places that have malaria or mosquitoes. In Europe,
Yeah.
you won't see mosquitoes.
Wait, don't the women who are carriers like have a high resistance to malaria, even though they don't have sickle cell? Or
Yeah,
something, I don't know.
carriers, male and female carriers can do it, but
Oh,
you're
okay.
affected. It's screwed. You're screwed. You're done for. I mean,
Okay.
all of these diseases may have a underlying advantage. I mean, diabetes may have an advantage. You never know. Or it could just be one really weird part of your body that's like, no. Your pancreas just doesn't work.
Yeah, is it that your pancreas is like overworked, so it,
Yeah.
fucking dies eventually?
Yeah. So you can't produce insulin naturally.
Yeah. Yeah, like mine, I have 100 ish blood sugar, so it's like a little bit overworked.
Yeah.
As long as I regulate my sugar intake, I should be fine.
Yeah.
Some people need to take insulin shots.
Yeah. That's the thing with, like, genetic diseases. So if we go back to the issue with genetically altering your kids, shouldn't happen unless they have a certain disease. That's the only reason when I would be like,
You're forgetting. Science cannot be stopped.
white supremacists are like, black people are the disease. Remove it.
Oh,
Too far?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, genetic modifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, even that, like, why would you want your child to have superior genes over you?
So they can.
Because it ensures the survivability of your genes.
But you see, the thing
Because
is that
your
all
culture is
these
your
genes
gene.
that you want, like high muscle definition or whatever it is, blue eyes, blonde hair, or whatever people like these
But here's
choices
the thing.
ruin the one thing that keeps the human race alive, which is variation.
Exactly.
When everyone looks the same, one disease could kill everyone. One specially made disease could murder everyone because they all have the same gene traits.
Yeah.
Same thing happens to corn and this stuff. Like, you have to develop. Like,
Oh yeah, that's what happened to the potato famine.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they're
Yeah,
all the same
perfect
potato,
immunity
they'll all
doesn't
get.
exist.
They won't have resistances, so they'll all die.
Mhm.
And you
Perfect
can't.
immunity will never exist.
Immunity
I mean,
is not in your genes.
some
Immunity
Some
is
animals
something
are
that.
immune to cancer.
Well, those are really big animals, by the way. Like elephants are immune to cancer. Because their cancer,
Yeah,
they still get cancer,
Yeah.
but their cancer gets cancer. It's called a super cancer. I'm not kidding.
let me see.
My cancers have tumors.
My cancer has cancer.
No.
So what cancer does is that it like sucks all of your energy. Like the tumors take all of your energy from other cells.
Cancer.
So
Cancer resistant, my bad.
so
Extremely
cancer comes on that
cancer-resistant.
cancer.
Yeah.
So, what if you take some more right genes and make humans resistant to cancer? Like,
I mean that could work.
But
that's exactly what
there are
Or
certain-
something else comes along the way that's
Exactly.
more dangerous than cancer.
Yeah.
True. Like AIDS.
And it's more.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, science always has an unexpected consequence, and we just have to be ready for it.
I mean, I think the best thing is to not alter the human gene. Because
Exactly.
as soon as you
that's
start
boring.
messing with
That's
God's
boring,
work,
that's boring.
as soon as you start messing with God's work, you're screwed.
Yeah.
No, there is no God. I see no God up here other than me.
I mean, in 2020, don't we all think
I
that?
just got it, man.
Dude,
Like, humans have been messing with nature since
since the dawn of time, dude.
forever.
Forever.
Since we
Yeah,
invented
that's
fire.
Since we've domesticated animals.
We invented fire, we created the wheel, we chopped down trees, we built huts.
You say genetically modifying animals is an abomination to God. We are an abomination.
Exactly. Steroids. is the original genetic modification.
Yes, of course. Oh, my lovely steroids.
Gotta love steroids, dude.
I gotta get the roids, man.
But the thing is, with steroids, you sacrifice one thing for another.
Yeah.
Your balls.
Does it actually take away your sperm count?
Yeah, it makes it smaller. Yeah. It decreases your sperm count, it shrinks your balls, and it makes everything about your male genitalia tiny.
Is that why? Hold up. Is that why most fucking huge ass bodybuilders in the 80s have small dicks?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Steroids.
Like,
But they also
lot of,
try to counter that with testosterone. But it doesn't really help.
That's just more chemicals in your body, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we all reproduce testosterone, but I don't get why people want to take extra.
No, it's to balance the steroids.
No,
So the
not
steroids-
just balancing steroids, in general.
Oh, in general. No, some
Because
people
some
can't
people
produce.
take,
Some men
supplements.
can't produce enough testosterone.
yeah.
It happens.
Well, no. That's not the that's some people
Oh,
just look
also
more manly,
testosterone
but-
makes you
Yeah.
stronger. By the way, it makes you way stronger.
What?
It makes you way stronger.
No
It
shit,
increases.
testosterone.
It increases
It's
your
not
adrenaline, and it basically highlights every feature that screams out man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the main thing about men is testosterone, and female is estrogen.
Yeah, you want a beard?
Yeah.
Testosterone. You want? I don't know.
I mean, don't all women also have a bit of testosterone?
Yeah, men and women have testosterone and estrogen, but their main hormone that is in puberty, I guess.
Yeah.
But I could inject estrogen into myself. I mean,
That's what
not
trans do. That's what
Dude,
trans people do.
Yeah.
Don't inject estrogen into your body if you're a man. It's stupid.
Exactly.
Your body already produces estrogen. Basically, giving
okay,
yourself estrogen
soy.
will just give you.
Soy makes estrogen.
It will give you boobs. That's all it does.
I don't want.
Okay.
What?
Do you want boobs?
Guys,
If you want
No.
boobs, you'll inject
If you want-
estrogen.
if you want to get estrogen or testosterone naturally, just eat different kinds of food.
Or just drink,
True.
30 Diet Cokes a day.
That just makes you fat.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. I mean, technically, when you gain weight, you kind of gain a bit of estrogen.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that why I never gain weight?
I mean, if you look at obese women, they're
They're disgusting. I'm sorry, but they're disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
huge.
Yep.
Okay, Ghifa left.
Oh, rip.
No, he'll join back. He said he got kicked out. Disconnected. Just give it a second.
I absolutely despise obesity. It is.
I
How
mean,
do I say
for
it?
some
Call
people,
yourself
they can't control it.
Haram. Yeah, Arya, I name myself obesity because I'm as skinny as a skeleton.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice.
technically, some people can't control it. It depends. Sometimes it's a genetic thing.
Yeah, but
Where
I
you're
mean,
still
if you have,
healthy, but you're...
You like
regular
disorder or
people.
something? Like,
I mean,
Or are
you
you,
could
like,
still
that
be
skinny?
healthy, but be overweight. Or obese. You could still be a very healthy person. But just
no, you can't. You can't be obese and healthy.
Yeah, but you can be
Yeah.
overweight and healthy. That's fine.
You can live healthy and be obese, but you can't be healthy and obese.
Yeah,
Exactly.
true. But, they can do the same things that you can do. I mean,
There are some things they can't do that I can do.
exactly.
That's like saying,
See
like
their
saying
toes.
I have clogged arteries but a nice heart.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, but they're, overweight people don't have these issues. Overweight is fine. Because it's not
I'm
No,
not overweight.
still they're more,
With every single fiber of my being is obesity.
Exactly.
True. But there are certain people with medical conditions who can't control it.
If they have a medical condition, I'm fine with that. But the regular people,
people who are obese just because they choose to be, that pisses
How
me
many
off.
people in America are obese? Let me search it.
America is the most obese country in the world.
I don't think it is.
No, it's not. It's
Kuwait.
It's an island.
Isn't
It's
it
not an island in the
Kuwait?
Pacific.
Or is it?
Oh, yeah, it's not.
Isn't it Kuwait? Don't they have like the highest rate of obesity?
Right.
It's somewhere in the
Highest
Middle East. That's all I know.
39% of American adults are obese or were.
39?
It's not America. It's a country called Nauru.
Yeah, no. Okay, so it looks like the fucking islands are more likely to be obese.
No, I think that's because culturally, I think if you're skinny, you're frowned upon.
No.
But if you're, like,
In
overweight-
these island
I
nations,
get that because like in Polynesian culture, I think
you have to remember kind
being
of.
big means it's strong.
Yeah,
You know?
you're happy
You're
and you're
superior.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but in their case, they don't eat like fatty foods to get fat or overweight.
No, that's genetic.
It's just genetic, and like they eat a lot of healthy foods.
Who is that guy who sang "Over the Rainbow"? That fat guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
The name doesn't matter, but like you get the point. Like that guy.
The big chungus.
But you have to remember that there are certain island nations that don't have actual people from the island. They have people,
And
like
that's why he
retired
died
people
20
coming
years
and
ago.
living there. So these retired folk are very overweight and obese, and they make up the largest amount of population. So you'd have to see, like, per population, who has the highest amount of rate of obesity, you know?
And it's also your metabolism. Like
Yeah.
if you have a very, very fast metabolism. Like I don't know
but that's part of
if you have like a very fast metabolism or if you have eating disorder. But
Iman probably has a very high metabolism. Because I remember
Yeah,
back in the
probably.
day, he could eat whatever he wants and
Yeah.
he wouldn't gain weight.
Yeah. No matter what I eat, I don't gain weight. Like
will that like
I
one
get-
day like
okay.
fall though?
what?
Will your metabolism like one day give out, or will it like
Yes.
always?
Everyone is like that. He'll eventually, as soon as he becomes a dad, like once he's like 30, 40, his metabolism
Yeah,
slows
my-
down. And he'll
My
have
dad
like a
gained
bit of
weight
a...
when he had my first brother.
You don't really gain weight. It's called a dad bod.
No, but he gained his stomach.
Yeah, he got a stomach. Every dad has a stomach.
Dad belly.
That's
You'll
what,
just
that's
burn
what makes
fat
dads
slowly.
dads.
That's what metabolism is,
Yeah.
or what it does.
I mean,
Well, I don't gain fat at all.
No, I bet you just lose it very quickly.
Maybe. I just sit around and do nothing.
yeah, but
Yeah,
your body is like
You
extremely
don't have
fast
to
at
because your
melting that
metabolism
stuff.
metabolism's high.
Iman is in the prophecy. Soon you'll get fat.
The day I get fat is the
Soon
day I
you
work
will
out
have-
religiously.
A stomach. I mean, like, you could have a belly and still be healthy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's just that you can't be obese and healthy.
Yeah, because some
True.
people are pregnant. What? I didn't say anything.
What's going on, Ghifa?
Ghifa's internet is just...
It's
Nah,
whack.
doing him any
It's
favors.
whack today. Anyways, so, let's
Anyways.
see. What time are we on? We're on 1 hour and 22 minutes. What about that?
Wow.
What do you guys think?
I'm
Do you guys want to keep going, or?
I mean, it's the weekends. I'm free.
I'm free, too.
I'm free until my parents yell at me. No, I have like a 4-day weekend this week, so.
Yeah, nice.
I have a 2-day weekend. And let's stretch this out to 2 hours. if we
I'm
can.
very thankful for having Thanksgiving because we have a day off. That's the only reason.
Oh, damn.
Let's get this one to 1 hour 30, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, one more topic.
Well,
Let's do one more
He came
topic.
back. Keep us back.
Okay, I want to recap the events of what happened this year. Okay, and I want you guys to just comment on every point. We did this in yesterday's podcast, and here is
Yeah.
what happened. January.
Yeah, so I won't say much.
First day of January, U.S. attacks Baghdad base and kills a major general and almost starts World War III. And that's in the first 3 days. Australian fires kill 1 billion animals.
No money.
Australian fires kill 1 billion animals. Kobe Bryant dies in a helicopter crash with 10 other people. The Sultan of Oman dies.
Yeah.
The epidemic, the WHO says it's an epidemic in China. Prince
Bro,
Harry,
they fucking lied about that.
yeah,
Exactly.
Prince Harry renounces his royalty.
A global
The
emergency.
fucking communist scum. Communist scum.
Prince Harry renounces his royalty. He completely renounces the throne, and he's like, nah, I'm good.
Renounce or denounce?
Renounce.
Renounce. He rejected his fucking
Yeah.
claim to the throne.
And then, on the very last day, on the very last hour of January, the UK officially leaves the EU.
The UK what?
I didn't catch
the UK
that.
leaves the EU.
Okay.
Oh yeah, finally, it's been 4
Brexit.
fucking years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, February, Trump gets impeached officially.
Yeah.
Did that ever go anywhere, by the way?
Nope. He just
Yeah,
got
so what's
impeached,
up?
and that's about it.
And he's still president.
And
Back
then
in January?
Harvey Weinstein is finally convicted for rape.
Oh, but not pedophilia. Okay.
Nope, just rape. I mean, thank God. That's the first win in the past however many points. And this is only February.
But not for pedophilia. Okay. Okay, California, you fucking pedo scum.
Yep. And then, finally, COVID is officially claimed to be a pandemic.
I remember that moment. I
Yeah.
got home.
Yeah, I remember that. I was still in
March,
I didn't react at all.
February.
I already knew it was a pandemic from the get-go.
I was making fun of it. I
um,
was making fun of it the whole
Yeah,
time.
me too.
Exactly.
And then when I heard Indonesia, like, first hit, I was like, oh, fuck. And it's also...
Yeah, we got hit at
How
the
the
end of
highly
February.
contagious virus at Chinese New Year. You know stuff is gonna go down.
Dude, the corona memes have been going on since last October.
yeah,
Exactly.
true.
Yeah.
Bro.
Okay, the Olympics are postponed in March. They announced that they're being postponed to 2021, which I doubt. A state of emergency is declared in the United States, and the world economy crashes. And then, the first country to go into full lockdown is Italy. They go into full lockdown, and then followed by a bunch of other countries, pretty much worldwide. Everyone goes online.
And Indonesia locked down in March. if I
The
remember
lockdown
correctly.
starts in
Yeah.
March. Now, we move over to April, which
Dude,
still in
Italy
lockdown.
was raped by Harvey Weinstein. I swear.
Everyone's indoors in April. What, we hit 1 million cases. Well done, world. We got a gold play button.
We get it, boys.
Next, in May, is a very eventful month. George Floyd is killed, which starts massive BLM protests. BLM stands
Why
for
are they
Black Lives
protesting over
Matter.
a donkey?
Anyways,
Why are they protesting over a dead guy?
they find murder hornets.
Oh yeah, the murder hornets. I remember that.
Yeah.
Where?
In America.
In May, no, they find murder hornets in America, and then in Asia and Africa, locust swarms. I think you guys may have seen them in early October, correct? Or like earlier in the year, in June. I mean January, sorry.
Locusts?
The locusts.
I don't know.
I'll
The grasshoppers in my house are alright.
I'll share a
It's not
picture on
getting any
Discord.
louder.
I'll
It's
share a
not getting any
picture.
louder, that's all I'll say.
There
I
were
don't hear
massive
anything 'cause
locust
I'm in the
swarms
city.
in Asia and Africa. They destroyed all the crops, everything. Okay,
Yeah.
June. It was.
Hey, hold up. Where did this sound familiar? Insects coming to ravage countries
Oh, that
Uh-oh.
sounds well. Yeah.
after a pandemic.
That's end of days, dude.
Alright, boys, we have a new prophet.
Yep. June,
Okay,
protests
like,
turn
remember
into
2012?
riots.
Well, this is some Moses shit right here.
Yeah.
June, protests turn into riots, and lockdown restrictions lighten in the UK and the US, which ends up in way more cases in July. When we
Bad
hit
call.
10 million cases, our diamond cases. worldwide. And funny thing that happened in July, they found the bubonic plague in China.
What?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
found bubonic plague in America as well because it was so unclean in one city.
Yeah. And Flint, Michigan still doesn't have water. Moving on
What
to
the fuck?
August. Apple's headquarters sets on fire.
Fuck Apple.
Looks like their apples aren't very ripe anymore.
Shut up. Hurricanes,
I didn't say
floods,
they're
and
overripe.
landslides.
Alright.
There were major hurricanes, floods, and landslides in August. Like in India and other places around the world. A hurricane touched down in the United States. Then,
Oh yeah, in January, Indonesia, Jakarta flooded.
Yeah.
That was funny.
and then in August, there was the explosion in Lebanon. The massive pink
that was-
gender reveal. Oh,
Oh yeah.
too soon.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, dude. Funny story. Like there was a tsunami near somewhere, Bandung, I think.
Mhm.
And
What's up?
my brother's girlfriend, she and her friends, her college group, were like having a festival there, and a lot of their friends got fucking wiped by the tsunami.
Nice.
And my brother's friend still laughs about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then in September, we hit.
A lot of your friends and family die. Just laugh about it.
You guys are
Wow.
too optimistic.
September, we hit 20 million
Hey, man,
cases.
their college year. Just let them have fun.
We hit 20 million cases and 1 million deaths in worldwide. And then
Hey,
The California
COVID has a
fire
play button
started.
now. Oh yeah.
the California fire started, and they've been ravaging.
Are we still doing the big ink joke?
The what?
Nah, that's too overdone. It's been done since
Yeah, I
fucking January.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, what if the Mayans got it wrong? Maybe they switched the 2 and the 1. So maybe the end of the world is 2021.
Maybe. Anyways,
So let's all live like nihilists.
in October, we hit 36 million cases worldwide. And Trump got COVID.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
he's fine now. He got discharged.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he got COVID in October, so that's something.
Yeah, but he just got discharged, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened with that.
Not
No, but the debate won't happen. Because Trump said he won't do it online.
Oh yeah.
So the debate won't happen.
Because they can mute him on.
Yeah, they can mute him, they can change his voice or whatever, or
Yeah,
keep him out entirely.
because they need to do that in order to win the debates, and I find that hilarious.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, they can't win against him offline, and that's hilarious to me.
Dude, imagine I joined their Zoom call.
Ah, dude.
Zoom bombing the United
Oh my
States
god, that would be
debate.
funny. Is that all the news?
That is
That's
all the
it.
news.
That's everything that's happened this year. Well,
And
just skimming over it.
there's still a lot to go.
There's still
And there's
3
still
months.
another season left before 2020 ends, boys.
Let's get it. Let's get
Oh
that.
Lord. And people
Let's
who
get
are,
that done.
dude, people who are optimistic for 2021, right? Sure.
This is why aliens
Okay, honestly,
don't bother to visit us. They see our stupidity and like, nah, B.
I have tests scheduled in March and January, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
They might cancel them. I
My
mean,
school said no matter what, we're still having our finals, which is BS.
which is scary.
Online or offline?
Online. Sorry, no, offline. Like IRL.
Damn.
IRL.
Oh, dude, do what about your TOK? Do you have TOK?
I already finished my TOK.
Okay, what about the presentation? Do you have to do online or offline?
I
guys.
already did my presentation too.
Let's wrap up the
Oh,
podcast.
nice. Mine's scheduled for next year, so I don't know if it's gonna be online or offline.
Oh,
Alright,
damn. Okay.
I'd like to thank you
my
all for
teachers don't
listening.
know yet, which is fucky.
I'd like to thank you all for listening, and I hope you guys enjoy your day. It's been great. We've had the special guests and everything. So I'll see you guys later. Peace.